Oi, do you want to not blow up your automatic gearbox by getting too hot? Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can avoid it in the best way. Let's jump in. All right, so as all of you know, because all of you watch every single video because you're legends, 1J E46, bunch of stock BMW parts, retrofitting to make it work. Now, stock radiator works, but this section here, which was like the filler and the overflow and all that, doesn't fit. Obviously, we've made this work with the pipe work, which is great, but the unfortunate thing is right down there, past that little springy looking thing, is where the stock trans cooler goes, which is this bad boy there, right? So we can't use that anymore, which sucks, but I am running an auto gearbox, shift kitted, so it's gonna be great, but we need a trans cooler. And the boys and girls over at Aeroflow have hooked us up. They are legends. They've hooked us up with this. It's got your fan, it's got your temperature, kick on, kick off for the fan, all that kind of stuff. It's great. The only issue is it's massive. Now look, it's not massive, but it is big because you're gonna want it to be big, right? It's over here. It's pretty large, okay? Now, yesterday I had a bit of a play to see where I could fit it. Obviously, it needs to go here at the front where the air's gonna be, right? So right there, we're gonna have the intercooler, and the intercooler pipes pop in here and here. So essentially, from the inside of that plastic, we can't use, right? All of that real estate is being used up on both sides. We tried to fit it this side, and for some reason, it didn't work. I don't know why it didn't work. Oh, yes, that's it. Okay, so as you can see on the box, this is essentially the cooler. You've got your in and out, or in and out, whatever you want, right? And then your temperature port is there. Now, if I were to put it on that side, you can see the only way we can get it to work is to have it on its side. So if I had it on the side here, the temperature probe is going to be at the top and you're not going to be able to reach it, and it actually pushes the whole thing out a little bit too far. But on this side, so essentially we're going to have it mounted like that, in and out, all good. Temperature probe's going to be sitting right here, which is perfect. And that means that this section up here, we can butt right up against, if you imagine my finger is the cooler, right in here, right? So that's great. We can get it far enough in that it doesn't affect the fitting of the bumper. It doesn't hit this. It doesn't hit anything, but it did hit the fog lights, which is a shame. So boys and girls, got a set of brand new fog lights for sale. I did want to run fog lights, but now the two holes in each side of the front bumper, obviously it's not here, but you guys know what it looks like because you've seen this Beamer every single time I put a video up. It's just gonna be a dual air intake now, which it is what it is. I mean, if over this swap, the only thing I don't get to run is fog lights, which I can't even run in Australia anyway because the cops will give me fines, then it's not a big issue. So today, what I need to do is make up some brackets. Now, what I want to do is make a bracket from here down to essentially, well, you can see that bracket, right? It's on the back of here. I'll show you the actual cooler in a minute, but it's going to be a bracket down to there, and then a bracket off of this piece of metal here, probably rig nut it, and then a bracket off to the side where we can. So I'll show you what I mean. So we're going to use this one here, bracket on the front, and then the other bracket's going to come down. Oh, sorry, that's backwards. So it mounts like that, down to this one, and then up to this one. This one isn't really in the way, so I don't need to lob that or anything, but I do need to lob this one off because it gets us like that 5 mil closer, and it would just fit a little bit nicer than we kind of dummied it up yesterday. So let's go and jump in. Look, I'll give you a dummy show just so you can see what it actually looks like in there. Essentially, she's going to sit up in there, right? A little bit further in than that because it's really awkward for me right now. But you can see we'll do a U joint on the top there and probably a U joint on the bottom there, and then run hard lines all the way back to the transmission. Now, like I've told you in the past, these are amazing. They're really good for brackets. I will be using this again. So bend it up however you need. I've got 2 of them, nice long one and a short one. If I need, I'll go and buy more. That isn't gonna help me. Like I've said, you got thin ones as well, which bend really easy. You don't want to use that really for something like this. This one, there's no way I'm bending that with my thumb, right? So I'm not even gonna try, but much better, much thicker. What are these? They are 2 mil thick and they're very rigid. You know, you can hear that, right? Let's go that way and get it done. So obviously I'm not gonna make you guys watch me make 2 brackets. You've seen me make a million brackets in the past. Same brackets from Bunnings. Half this car is gonna be Bunnings brackets. But see what I mean? So I've riv nutted in there and then down to here. And then I've riv nutted in here down to there. I'm just gonna remake this bracket in a thicker one. I ran out of them. So I made it in a thinner one so I have a template. But as you can see, intercooler still clears very nicely. Pipe goes through there. You can access this plug. You can access both ports. I actually managed to get it really tucked up in there, which is good. Now, yes, I know there's gonna be a few people that go, oh, you're not gonna get any wind into this bit, mate. Yeah, I know, but it's massive. So I'm gonna be getting wind into all of this, and that's what actually matters. And the fan is gonna be 99%, you know, able to suck air through, so it's sweet. It is slightly on an angle, which I did on purpose so that we can bleed up here. Now, here, obviously, there'll be a fitting to come out and then you back there. And then this fitting will probably go that way, or possibly an elbow straight down the back here, down there, and then kind of run both the lines together. Actually, that's probably what we'll do. Now, worst case, I can trim away a little bit of this. That's not too much of a drama, just to give us a bit more clearance. And I can also like bend it out a little bit if I need to, that kind of thing, like, you know, fine tuning just to get everything schmick. But I reckon just a little cut of that should be fine. So give me 5 seconds in your time. I'm just gonna go to Bunnings, get 10 more of these and then remake that. Unfortunately, you see how they're like segmented, 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of thing. This one I needed was a 6 and I only had a 5 left in the actual thickness I needed, which is really annoying. Now, to give you an example of the stability of these, this one's dead straight and like, it's pretty strong. This one is half the strength and you can bend the bottom around. So I'll show you the difference when I change that to the thick one. All right, so quick Bunnings trip and see what I mean? Way more secure. So that's great. This tucks up under there now. Look, I may have to do things like nip out here a little bit, nip out here a little bit, just to get everything perfect and like sitting exactly how it needs to be, but that's fine, that's easy. I'm really happy how this sits up, tucked up in there really nice. It doesn't like shake around or anything, obviously don't want that. And yeah, stoked. All right, so that is mounted. Now it's purely hard lines. Now, as much as the lines from the transmission actually come out this side, also the exhaust goes down this side. So what we're probably going to do is jump out the side, go under with hard lines, up with hard lines, and then across probably the cross member subframe kind of area, and then shoot forward. Unfortunately, that's not today. Today is going to be when we do all the lines, and all the lines are going to be in one video for you guys, so you can see how we route everything and all that kind of fun stuff. But as for me, now it's time to pull the front of this car back off, because we are at the stage that we've kind of checked everything. We know what we want to be doing with stuff, and the motor needs to come out to do little things like oil pan is going to get modified a little bit. The heater core hose on the left side is going to get bent up a little bit. As you can see, these engine mounts work really well. These are the E36 excessive manufacturing engine mounts, and they work perfectly. Steering column all fits, everything's nice. What else? We need to do obviously the turbo on the side. We have that, as you guys will have seen. And we're going to do all the lines and converting it to a single out of the car because it's easier. I'm also going to swap over the alternator because you need, I think you need like a 150 in this. So there's a few things we need to do, but to do all of that stuff, this has to come off, that has to come out. Also, I'm painting the bay black. So if you're staying up to date, thank you for staying up to date, you're a legend. But apart from that, that's the end of this short video. I hope it's helped. I hope you guys go and get yourself an Aeroflow transcooler and that you actually have the real estate in your engine bay or front bumper to fit it all. And then you can get all the powers and not worry about blowing up your gearbox. Thank you for coming along, guys. I'll see you all in the next one. See you guys.